In today's episode of the Pathmonk Presents podcast, I got an interesting guest here with me today. I'm with Gulden Timur, and she's holding over from the folks over at the Media Distillery. They basically help you to understand video discovery, content, and engaging your viewers. So, yeah, let's see how they help you guys to win more eyeballs and unleashing your content to ultimately monetize the views. So, Gulden, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for this introduction as well.
Sure. So maybe give people an overview. What is the Media Distillery all about in your own words?
So we are a leader in AI video analysis solutions for video and entertainment industry. So we are based in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. So our cloud-based deep content understanding solution, it provides fully automated real-time content analysis, and it empowers broadcasters and pay TV service providers to optimize viewer engagement through accelerated and accurate content discovery and enhanced user experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, we serve such customers as major operators and broadcasters located around the globe. So, for example, Liberty Global, Vodafone, Deutsche Telekom, Claro, VTR in Chile, and we basically deliver enriched viewing experience at the moment to 13 million homes.
Gotcha. Very cool. Now, tell us a little bit about, the organizations you work with. What would be the sort of an ideal customer? How do they look like?
So our ideal customer would be in the video entertainment industry. We cater to both traditional cable TV operators, IPTV operators, broadcasters, and OTT providers. So we mainly address the challenge of viewer churn and also the need to attract more customers in the competition for viewers' attention. Right now, it's very, very intense, especially because the video industry itself is oversaturated with the amount of content. And that's why it's so important for TV operators to provide a quality UX, personalized content, recommendations, and in general, to make the whole experience, viewing experience, similar to video on demand that you would receive on traditional TV replay.
Gotcha. Very cool. Now, how do these companies learn about you guys? Like, what would be their journey? Like, how do they, get started with the Media Distillery?
So I think it really depends on which stage of the funnel they're in right now, but mainly in terms of exposure. So we make ourselves known and visible through our website, newsletters, and B2B social media, so LinkedIn. We also participate a lot in different industry events, for example, IBC, Connected TV World Summit. So these events are very powerful in terms of exposure and visibility. I would say that our approach is more like an omni-channel marketing. So we prioritize communication in all channels and we outreach through all channels. And while events, obviously, they're very productive for pushing the leads through, on the funnel, but we also do admit that digital marketing and social media is very important in providing first-hand information and getting like the first hook, basically. And if I could make a distinction, so on LinkedIn, we would have more dynamic content, so showcasing our work still in a very professional tone, that, for example, videos and all that. While on Instagram page, for example, if we want to attract more employees, that would present our company as a very positive place to work, for instance. So as well, apart from events, social media and website, our marketing efforts are also very much aided and boosted by target exposure to industry outlets. So we really do a lot of work in terms of awards, for instance, or pitching ourselves to major media outlets. So we always make sure that our company remains in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Now, what do you think? What role does the website play? What would you say in their journey?
So our website serves multiple purposes, and I guess every company can say so about their own. But for us, it serves such functions as creating referrals, for example, optimizing SEO, hosting landing pages, for example, for events, and serving as a primary content pillar for those that are interested in our product. So, for example, whenever we need some point of reference, we would always direct the customer to our website. So we update it often with our news, with awards, partnerships, case studies, for instance. We also put some information about our employees, for instance, just like to give some impression about what kind of people work in Media Distillery. So in general, the website is kind of our face of the company, and that's why it's so important in conveying this impression, the professional tone. We in general invested a lot of effort in developing branding and messaging to enhance this impact.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Now, what would you say is a strength of the website? Like, what does the website do for the business at the moment?
I would say that a great converting website would combine convincing tone with very effective product demonstrations that would engage the viewers, or the visitors, sorry. Also, visual alignment with branding is important because it helps to reinforce a professional and appealing impression. Last year, we have implemented features, for example, like drop-down menus to guide visitors quickly to relevant pages. And this has been remarkable as a kind of game changer to reduce the amount of clicks that separate them from visiting a certain page, for instance. We also experimented with various referrals and campaigns and tracking methods analytics. So I do believe that the migration in GA4 has been really big event for every other marketeer out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, and myself, I've been really invested in terms of making it work for our company, basically. So my advice in general to create a very smooth conversion process, like a seamless, I would say. So starting, for example, from socials, when you get this first touchdown, then reverting to the website, then to the newsletter, then to meet at the event, then to show the demo, and then potentially become a customer.
Very good. Now, that makes a whole lot of sense. So let's talk a little bit about sort of your daily work as a marketer. Like, what would be sort of the actions that you would do, the work streams that you would be working on a daily business as a marketer?
Yeah, this is a good question. So as you can imagine, Media Distillery is quite a small company. So right now, I'm the only person in the marketing department, assisted by my freelance designer. So basically, my work includes 360 degrees of marketing, basically all what marketing would involve. So that would be product marketing, PR, awards, events, content creation, analytics, sales enablement, sales help. So for example, recently, if I can trace back, so I was one of the main organizers of the industry largest events, that's IBC. So for that, for example, I would every day would create content for blogs and emails, award submissions, as well manage stakeholder communication, inform them on time, oversee creative processes, for instance, or work closely with my designer, organize a booth, and promote in general our brand messaging. That was a lot of deadlines, I have to say. It was very hectic, and I'm very happy that it's all over. But I think this was kind of highlighting a lot how diverse my role at the moment is.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, I'd like to switch gears a little bit and talk with you about the rapid fire questions that we have. Are you ready for those?
Yes.
Very good. What would be the last book that you've been reading?
So the last book that I read, it was The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. So I really want to start investing, and I've been researching some information, and I think this book is very useful in terms of providing this advice in terms of financial literacy. So I think it's a great book for all those young people that look to manage and grow their finances.
Very cool. So now, if you would have a magic stick, right, and there would be no boundaries for you as a marketer, what's the one single thing that you would fix for your role as a marketer?
I think one of the pain points for me as a marketer is optimization of processes, because I feel like right now I'm not that invested in terms of optimization, for example, of post scheduling or optimization of these routine tasks, automation in general, and making them optimized would make my time more managed and would make my work in general more efficient. I would really, really invest into creating a technology or some kind of like a VR that would simplify the communication of special visuals between me and others. So especially, for example, if I'm working with my designer, it's very difficult to explain what exactly I want sometimes. And having this technology would really save time and effort.
Very cool. And now for the last question, if today would be your first day, right, working as, today would be your first day working as a marketer, what would be the one advice that you give yourself?
I would advise myself to prioritize tasks. I think when I was entering, I was a little bit trying to be everywhere at the same time. And that hasn't been very useful for me as a marketer, but also just like as a working person, basically, because like you really need to keep that work-life balance together and not to worry too much about things sometimes not going according to your plan. So I would say create a balanced schedule to have yourself some room for error, for instance, some time to maneuver, for instance, and then to avoid spreading my attention over too many things, too many projects at the same time. So really kind of blocking time in calendar, focus as much as possible, especially you understand, like in these days, attention span of everyone is probably becoming very short. So maintaining this focus and having reasonable priorities and really balancing your workload, it could really contribute to me, for example, becoming productive and having more success perhaps in my work in general.
Very good. Very good. Gulden, I really appreciate you took the time with us today to be a guest on the show and shared with us a whole lot about the Media Distillery. I want to give you the very last word. If somebody would be forgetting all that we discussed about Media Distillery, what's one thing that people should remember?
I would say it's AI magic that understands video.
Very good. Now, thanks a lot for being a guest on Pathmonk Presents.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It has been a pleasure.